Hey, this is EAJ Man from Autopsy Live and the Skype Pirates. When I want to make it look like I give a shit about sports, I tune into Sports World Radio with Jeff Escow.
Jeff
Doing about time. Doing about time. Got myself a problem.
I'm used up, growing tired of knots, tangled up in problems, and not caring enough. Now I'm on a journey to find what's right, always telling the truth, but hiding all the lies. And don't go thinking I'm being myself. I just act this way around you, and someone else. This isn't where I wanna be. Let's look in the kitchen and the living room. Nothing to find but what's left from a really great time, which wasn't any of mine. Running away feels like a storm. Let's throw our problems out the door today. Well, I'm finding things clear to me. And don't go thinking I'm being myself. I got other things on my mind, not you or anyone else. This isn't where I wanna be. Whoa, make me see the things on the inside. 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 Don't go thinking I'm being myself. I just act this way around you, and to someone else. This isn't where I wanna be. Whoa, She asked me maybe if I could share her sorrow for all the men that tried to treat her wrong. You're just a baby awaiting her tomorrow. It's rock me baby all night long. She needs an answer to her confusion, someone to guide her with tenderness. But when she's asking for a solution, oh, she gets, you know, it's something like this. I don't know where we come from, I don't know where we're going to, but if all this should have a reason, we would be the last to know. So let's just hope there is a promised land. Hang on till then, as best as we can. Everybody else, you know, it fills her with compassion. That's why she tries to save the world alone. She helps the needy in her own fashion and tries to give them all her own. She needs an answer to her confusion, someone to guide her with tenderness. But when she's asking for a solution, oh, she gets, you know, it's something like this. I don't know where we come from, I don't know where we're going to, but if all this should have a reason, we would be the last to know. So let's just hope there is a promised land. Hang on till then, as best as we can.
All I want is to be loved. All I want is you. All I want is to be from somewhere, an address for me and you. Sometimes it feels impossible to get along. It feels impossible to get along. Again, I'm living with my family. Again, I'm feeling blue. Again, you've made me question our love. Again, with you, sometimes it feels impossible to get along. Yeah, it feels impossible to get along. Sometimes it feels impossible. So now I sit alone in silence, waiting to hear from you. I pray there's something left inside us. If it's broken, I've got some glue. I'll fix it all for you. Fix it all for you. I'll fix it all for you. I'll fix it all for you. It all for you. But it feels impossible to.
Live from San Diego, it's Sports World Radio. You've never heard a sports show like this. Oh, no, you haven't.
Oh, blow me.
You got it.
Holy fucking shit.
What the hell is your major malfunction?
Can't believe that goddamn son of a bitch did that fucking crap.
Don't give me any of your shit.
Right?
Yeah, that's right. Those are your hosts, Jeff Escow and Sean Mann. Remember, those who can't play sports, talk about it. These two tell it like it is. Tune into Sports World Radio for the fastest hour of sports of your life. So here they are, the douchebags of sports themselves, Jeff Escow and Sean Mann.
Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to Sports World Radio. I am your host, Jeff Escow. We got a jammy jam-packed show for you guys today. Gonna be a lot of fun, lot of stuff to get to. So before we get to it all, what do you say we let you know where you can listen and where you can like and where you can follow us all over the place on the internet. SportsWorldRadio.com. SportsWorldRadio.com you can listen to the show at. Also on Honest Answer Radio, as well as Spreaker.com. And don't forget to subscribe to our iTunes channel over there on iTunes. Sports World Radio, all one word, over there on iTunes. Never miss a Sports World Radio if you subscribe to our iTunes channel. It's free. Check it out. Never miss one of our shows. Also, if you want to get involved with the show and you have Skype users only, head on over to Sports World Radio. Click the little icon in the left-hand upper corner, and that says call now, call the show on your Skype, and you'll be directed right to the show if you got any questions later on when we're getting everything rocking and rolling, or a topic that we're talking about. You like what we're talking about? You disagree with us? You agree with us? Head on over to Sports World Radio if you're a Skype user and click the icon that says call now, and you can call us on the show. With all that out the way, what do you say we bring in the co-host of Sports World Radio, Sean Mann, the update man himself? What's going on there, buddy?
I'm doing good, Jeff, and welcome everybody to Wednesday, February 5th, 2014, 7:07 p.m. on the East Coast, which makes it 4:07 p.m. on the West. It is a very cold day, but it's also sunshiny today. We've got a big kind of Arctic cold front in the area.
Oh, that's what you get for living where you live. You know that, right?
Yeah,
Hey,
well,
you know
it's probably
something?
nice where you're down over there in San Diego.
Well, it is. It always is. It's beautiful. It's about 65, 70 degrees down out here today. It's kind of nice, but you know something? That's the second time today that I said that's what you get for living where you live on the radio. Because earlier, way earlier this morning, 5:15 a.m. this morning, my time, kids, which makes it 8:15 on the East Coast, I was gracious enough, that's not the correct word. I was on a Snowman in the Morning radio show talking sports with Brian over there on the Snowman in the Morning radio show there in Chicago. We had a lot of fun. We talked about a lot of stuff over there. If you guys want to go hear that, head on over. If you're on Spreaker or anywhere like that, he's on Spreaker as well, or you can just go to the arenasportsnetwork.com/SMIN, Snowman in the Morning, SNIM. thearenasportsnetwork.com/Snowman in the Morning. Head on over there and you can listen to that show. Or just head on over to Spreaker and look for ASN. It was a lot of fun this morning, Sean. It was lots and lots of fun. We talked lots of sports. Well, hey, what's your and we're going to have Brian on the show over here when we get his butt on the air. We're going to have him on here. We're going to swap around and do a lot of that. So you'll get to meet Brian and talk with him when he comes on our show as well, Sean.
Yeah, the first topic we get to, even though we didn't get to it Monday because I had to work, Super Bowl 48 is now complete. The Seattle Seahawks did something that a lot of people didn't expect to happen from day one. They were underdogs against Denver. They didn't embarrass Denver. They slaughtered them 43-8.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, I missed the halftime score by 1 point.
Oh.
I said it was going to be 21-0 going into the halftime, Seattle. And it was 22-0, wasn't it?
22-0, and it was just an ugly game for them. And, I think key plays in the Super Bowl, when you look at it, Peyton Manning throwing that INT, right before halftime, which made it 22-0. And then right away, the building just went completely quiet after the kickoff return. Pete Carroll did a great job every week, every postseason game of preparing that team to play. And the Seahawks clearly they were so physical, they were tough, and they put pressure on Manning all day. And I always thought, Jeff, the key point right there, first play of the game, Manning couldn't hear. The center snaps it, boom, safety, 2-0, and then Seattle's going from there.
The game almost started like I predicted, didn't it?
Yeah, you did.
When you were watching that game, you were like, oh, no, Jeff is right, isn't he? The game almost worked out as I predicted. Because if you look at it, the safety happened, then they got the kickoff, and then they scored another a field goal, made it 5-0. Okay? Then there was a kickoff, and then there was a movement, and then I think they went 3 and out again. What was it? Manning had, 10 plays, 12 plays in the first quarter, and that was it?
That was about it.
That's ridiculous. He had 10 passing yards. 10 passing yards in the first quarter. Freaking Seattle's defense was all over him, man. All over his ass.
What it comes down to is, and I said this a few weeks before the Super Bowl, how could Peyton Manning do if he played in cold conditions? Well, you just saw how ugly he played in the cold.
Sean, it wasn't really cold. It was 40-some-odd degrees when they started the game.
I know, but he looked ugly right from the get-go, and Denver had 4 or 5 turnovers in the game.
Well, I don't think the weather had anything to do with it, Sean. I think it was Seattle's defense was just quicker, faster, and they hit a lot harder. And from the second that the defense came out, they put Denver on their heels instead of on their toes.
And to be honest with you, I posted on my cousin. I have a cousin who lives in Seattle. So I said, congratulations on what the Seattle Seahawks did. And she said, thank you. She said, there's fireworks going off all over the place. I think it's great for the whole city of Seattle. The last time anybody ever won a championship in Seattle was 1979.
Yeah, 1979. The Seattle Supersonics, downtown Freddie Brown. Jack
and Lenny
Sikma.
Wilkins.
Jack Sikma, Lenny Wilkins. That's right, man. Ray Williams. Hey, Ray Williams. That's right. Come on, man. I know. That was one of my favorite teams, the Seattle Supersonics. I wish they'd get another basketball franchise out there, man.
And you have to understand what the Seahawks have been through. You look at them; they had lots of years that were ups and downs, and everybody thought, "Oh, they will be a team that probably." And everybody was wondering, would they ever win playoff games? Because they had a jinx for a long time where they couldn't win the playoff games, and finally they did. And I got to tell you that props to them. And where I live, they're going absolutely crazy because of what the Seahawks did. And speaking of which, today hundreds of thousands of loud Seahawk fans cranked up the volume Wednesday, cheering, chanting, and going berserk during a parade and ceremony to celebrate the first Super Bowl victory in the history of the Seattle Seahawks franchise.
How do you expect to win a game when you don't get any sacks on Russell Williams and he doesn't have any turnovers?
Well, here's the thing. With the Seahawks, their offense was quick. Wilson was so quick, and I saw passes where he was throwing bullets down to the receivers. And then they were so quick on defense, and like we said, if you beat Peyton Manning and keep him off the field, there you go. There's your answer.
Well,
San Diego couldn't get after him, and New England couldn't get after him, but Seattle did.
The combination of keeping Manning off the field and making Manning move out of the pocket were the two things. Manning was not comfortable from the get-go.
No.
He was not from the time that snap and Seattle got the safety. From that point on, Manning was not comfortable. They didn't expect that kind of noise, and boy, was it loud for a Super Bowl game, wasn't it? Usually it's not that loud, huh?
It was very loud, and first play right there, that's where Manning couldn't hear, and then there you go. There's a safety to start it off. And we've had a little bit of history with safeties in Super Bowl history. Pittsburgh, Minnesota, they had a safety in Super Bowl IX. Your Giants got a safety off my Patriots in that 2011, and now all of a sudden another safety. So it seems like safeties are becoming very popular in the Super Bowl, but it is a momentum changer for the other team.
It is a big momentum changer, isn't it?
So for both teams, Seattle, they win. Can they repeat next year?
What do you think?
Chances are, if they got the same team, they do have a very good chance to repeat under Pete Carroll.
You think Seattle's got a chance of repeating?
Pete Carroll,
Okay,
look what he did with,
Sean,
the only bad year he had was with the Jets. He almost got him to the playoffs in '94. The Patriots, he turned that team around. He took USC to the national championship, and look what he's done with Seattle. He has a very good chance to do it. And as for Denver, they got to make a lot of improvements. And if Peyton Manning doesn't get a Super Bowl in Denver, it's going to definitely be a bust in the city of Denver, even though he's been around the NFL since 1998.
Out of the two teams that went to the Super Bowl, which team do you think will make it back to the Super Bowl next year?
I'm gonna go with Seattle. Seattle looks like the team that's a heavy favorite. Anytime you are the team that's defending that championship, you got a very good chance of repeating. I'm going to go with Seattle. I don't think Denver really can. Denver has to start making moves to make their team better. And if Peyton Manning doesn't do it, John Elway is going to realize, wow, I said, what have I done with this? I lose in double overtime to Baltimore, and then I can't win the big Super Bowl.
I don't know if John Elway is going to say that.
John Elway was pretty disgusted after Sunday's game. You had to be. You get thumped 43-8, the biggest game of the year.
Right. That's the reaction to the Super Bowl. Now give him a week or two away from it, and he'll reflect on the season and realize what a great season they had.
Well, here's what it says with the Broncos. Now that he has reestablished himself in Denver, Peyton Manning is doing what he did in Indianapolis. His presence almost automatically puts a team at 12 wins. Because of Manning and a solid front office, the Broncos have a number one seed for the past 2 years. But they're also saying it'll be tougher in 2014. So there will be a lot of off-season moves. The Broncos are favorites. The Patriots are in that mix. San Francisco, Seattle, they've already kind of got the teams already picked already for 2014. And there's going to be a lot of good ones, even though we got a long way to go now.
Okay, you were watching the game, right?
I watched the whole game, yes.
Okay, you watched the whole game. I'm sure Andrew, who's in the chat room hanging out with us, if you're listening to the show, you're not in the chat room, you're missing half the show. Come on over and hang out with us over there on Spreaker.com/user/SportsWorldRadio. And come on over, or just type in Sports World Radio over there, and come on in and hang out with us in the chat room. Got some people hanging out with Dr. Myth is there, and Andrew is hanging out with us. And Andrew, as we all know, is a big Eagles fan, and he's saying my Eagles are going to be better next season. Yeah, well, at least he's looking forward to next season. We have a couple of our listeners that are still dwelling on the past season, and they can't get over what happened to their team in the past season. So I happen to think that Seattle has a better chance of making it back to the Super Bowl than Denver. Reason being is they're younger, Seattle. They're a lot younger. I think the average age is 26 on that team. They're a lot younger, whereas Peyton Manning is getting older and Denver is getting wide receivers are a little bit older, so they got to make a youth movement over there eventually. And Peyton Manning's got, 3 years left on his contract, so I'm pretty sure he'll be back. And listen, if he repeats the same season he had last year, holy freaking moly, but I don't think that's going to happen. Who knows if they're going to make the playoffs? Well, we got a whole bunch of days to sit around and wait and see, don't we, buddy?
Yeah, and Denver, that's the thing. They said the Broncos, they need to become more physical. Seahawks are fine. They've got a great future ahead of them. They are young, and you saw how physical and how quick they were. And you got to give Pete Carroll a lot of credit. And I do have a lot of respect for him because he's a veteran coach. He knows the situation. He knows how to turn teams around very quickly. The next one I got for you, Jeff, and everybody, the NFL and CBS to partner on Thursdays. I guess we got our wish here. The NFL has decided to shift 8 of its Thursday night games to a broadcast network and announced Wednesday that CBS won the bid to showcase more of television's hottest properties. So, Jeff, maybe you just did a good job of ripping Roger Goodell because the NFL has now decided that instead of playing the games on the NFL network, they'll be moving the first 8 weeks to CBS.
Hey, Roger, if you're listening to the show, way to go, bro.
CBS will air the games during the first 8 weeks of the season with its top broadcast team of Jim Nantz and Phil Simms, simulcasting them with NFL Network.
So that means Jim Nantz and Phil Simms have to do 2 games a week now, Thursdays and Sundays.
Yes.
Right? For the first 8 weeks. So now they got to do double duty. Rat bastards. Are you going to pay me more?
Yeah, probably they're going to get extra.
They're not going to get paid anymore. You got a contract with us. You just do what we tell you to do and shut up. That's funny, man. But, hey, so now, check this out, boys and girls. Now all the programming that was on CBS on Thursday nights for the first 8 weeks of the season, guess what happens to that?
What happens to that?
No new TV shows are going to be coming out during football season.
Yep.
Especially on CBS in the first 8 weeks on Thursday nights.
I think the main reason they did it, and I think with Roger Goodell, was probably because he was thinking, okay, for those of you that do not have NFL Network on a Dish Network or on a satellite, why don't I just make the move and say, okay, let's put 8 games on CBS so the whole public can watch it.
Okay. CBS happens to have a really great lineup on Thursday nights.
They do?
Right now. They happen to have a really good lineup on Thursday nights right now. And they just took that and threw that in the garbage?
Mm-hmm.
That's unbelievable. That is ridiculous. How do you take 2.5 Men, the Millers, right? What's the other 2 shows? And I watch it. Can you believe that? I watch all those. There's 4. Big Bang Theory, The Millers, right? Crazy Ones, and 2.5 Men. That's your Thursday night lineup. Okay?
Yeah.
Each one of those shows has won awards. You're taking those shows and saying, screw it, we're putting football on. Screw you guys, we're moving you somewhere. Are you kidding me? Holy freaking moly, Batman.
Well, here's the situation. CBS, NBC, ABC, Fox, and Turner were all interested in the NFL's Thursday night package.
I'm sure they were. I know, I read the article. CBS was the one who put out the most money. But the games are being simulcast and also broadcasted on freaking the NFL Network. So the NFL Network ain't losing nothing. That's crazy.
The live television events like sports and award shows are increasingly important for broadcasters as the audience fragments for traditional fare and football games are the most dependable ratings grabbers. Sunday night's Super Bowl with a 112.2 million viewers set a record as the most watched program in United States television history.
Dude, that's nuts. I can't believe that they're going to screw with the Thursday night lineup.
And Jeff will be like,
you
wow,
know what,
where's
Sean?
all my shows? I'm going to miss them for the first 8 weeks.
That's the bitch of it. That's the bitch of it right there. It's the first 8 weeks, right? So then you got the last 8 weeks. So what are you going to do? Not start the season until till the first 8 weeks of the football season are over? Then you're going to start your Thursday night lineup?
Yep.
Holy. Well, and what really irks me is who gives a crap about the first 8 weeks of the season? Really? Come on. They should have the last 8 weeks of the season on.
And this is a great story, too. I read this, and I said, Jeff will definitely have a good opinion about this.
I like it because I'm able to watch the games now, but I don't like it.
The CBS lineup, yeah. Of those 8 second-half games, how about this? 6 will be played on Thursday nights with 2 as part of a Saturday doubleheader in Week 16, back in December.
Yeah, but they're going to be on the NFL Network.
Yeah.
Right?
The first
Not on
Saturday
CBS.
game would be in the afternoon, followed by a second in prime time.
Yeah, but they're going to be on the NFL Network, not on CBS. Scratch my hooey. Okay? Because what's more important, the last 8 weeks of the season or the first 8 weeks of the season? The last 8 weeks, as far as I'm concerned, right?
Right.
So, CBS, you're paying for a lot of money for the first 8 weeks of the season, and that doesn't mean crap. The last 8 weeks of the season are more important. Hey, Les Moonves, the president, CEO, and chairman, or whoever, Julie Chen's husband, Les Moonves, the man in charge of CBS, you screwed the pooch. Should have reversed it. Should have had the NFL Network have the first 8 weeks, and you take the last 8 weeks. I know why he did it, though, because what he's going to do, and mark my words, Sean, mark my words, the NFL is going to be on CBS the first 8 weeks of the season. The first week, the NFL is back on the NFL Network. All his high-priced shows, 2.5 Men, The Millers, and all them, are going to have their premiere that week. Watch.
The NFL said the contract is for 1 year, and the league has an option to extend it for 2015. Financial terms were not disclosed.
Yeah, because they want to see what the ratings are going to be like. The ratings are going to go through the roof because the people who don't have the NFL Network are not going to be able to watch a football game, you rat bastards, which you should have done in the beginning.
Quote, the NFL Network built Thursday into a night for NFL fans, Commissioner Roger Goodell said in a statement. Quote, our goal is to bring these games to more fans on broadcast television with unprecedented promotion and visibility for Thursday Night Football on CBS.
Hey, one of our guys here says 2.5, Dr. Myth says 2.5 Men should have ended. Hey, you know something, Dr. Myth? I like 2.5 Men better now since they brought the broad in because now it's a full-on adult show. They talk nothing about lesbian, getting off, smoking pot, and getting drunk. It's a full-on adult show now. It's so much. Without the kid there, there's no limits. They'll talk about anything. They got lesbians going on there. They got gay guy things going on. They're smoking pot, getting hammered, having sex. They're talking about jerking. I mean, they're just letting it fly now. It's so much better. It's a yeah, it's a full-on adult show now. It's a lot better than it was with Kutcher and the kid. Now that they brought the broad on, it's a lot better. I like it a lot better. I'm actually watching it now and laughing because it's a lot better. But that's neither here nor there.
But yeah, all Thursday night primetime shows prior, because then it's like after the game gets over, they'll take you to your local news, and then they got the late show with David Letterman.
All those freaking fans that are not football fans that watch those shows on Thursday night. Oh boy, there's gonna be a lot of hell to pay, Les Moonves. Gonna be a lot of hell to pay, Les Moonves. Maybe that's why he did the first 8 weeks and not the last 8 weeks.
Well, in my opinion, Jeff and everybody, I don't know if maybe you're right. Maybe it's not wise to put it on CBS or NBC or ABC because of all the other big shows they got on. why don't they just put it on TNT? Turner even looked at possibly wanting to do it because I remember when the NFL played Sunday night games on TNT.
I'd like them to put it on ESPN and get rid of the damn college football game.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. It's like on Thursday night, it's like, okay, if we were to put NFL on ESPN, where would we put college football? Well, duh, you could put it on ESPN, too. There you go.
Yeah, ESPN 2. Hey, I got an idea. Put it on the ESPNU. That's what you got it for.
Because Jeff and I don't be watching college football when it starts.
Right.
You know how much it bores us out.
Hey, what's today day? Letter of Intent Day? We haven't mentioned it the whole show, except for right now. Who cares? I sure as hell don't. Unstinking believable. Hey, what do you say we go to the only update of the day? This update is brought to you by Keurig Coffee Machines. For all your Keurig products, head on over to KeurigCoffeeMachines.com. Brewing perfection, one cup at a time. Take it away, Sean Man, with the only update of the day.
Thank you, Jeff, and welcome everybody to Sports World Radio on this Thursday, February 5th, 2014. It's the bottom of the hour. It's 7:29 p.m. on the East Coast, which makes it 4:29 p.m. on the West. Here are the games. NHL, the Pittsburgh Penguins are taking on the Buffalo Sabres. Chicago Blackhawks taking on the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. And the final game of the NHL, the Dallas Stars will take on the San Jose Sharks. In tomorrow's games for the National Hockey League, as you all know, hockey is coming to an end because the Winter Olympics are taking place in Russia. Here are tomorrow's games. The Flames are at the New York Islanders. Edmonton Oilers will take on the New York Rangers. The Colorado Avalanche at the Philadelphia Flyers. Winnipeg Jets at the Washington Capitals. Vancouver Canucks taking on the Montreal Canadiens. Buffalo Sabres taking on Ottawa Senators. Toronto Maple Leafs taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Detroit Red Wings heading down to take on the Florida Panthers. The Boston Bruins taking on the St. Louis Blues. Nashville Predators at the Minnesota Wild. The final game for Thursday night tomorrow, it'll be the Columbus Blue Jackets taking on the Los Angeles Kings. In the NBA, of course, here are the games that we got going on. There's a total of 12 games tonight. The Los Angeles Lakers taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers, and in that game, first quarter with 2 minutes and 23 seconds left, it is 30-15, the Lakers. Down in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the Boston Celtics taking on the Philadelphia 76ers, and of course both these four teams are not very good anyway. The Boston Celtics, they lead 31-23. The San Antonio Spurs taking on the Washington Wizards, first quarter with 2 minutes and 58 seconds. The Wizards lead 24-17. First quarter with 1:49 in Orlando, Florida. The Detroit Pistons lead the Orlando Magic 23-21. At Madison Square Garden tonight, it'll be the Portland Trailblazers taking on the New York Knicks at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. I know, Jeff, you will be watching that game as well. The Phoenix Suns taking on the Houston Rockets. Dallas Mavericks at the Memphis Grizzlies. Atlanta Hawks taking on the New Orleans Pelicans. Minnesota Timberwolves at the Oklahoma City Thunder. Milwaukee Bucks at the Denver Nuggets. The Toronto Raptors at the Sacramento Kings. And the other game on ESPN following the game between Portland and New York, it will be the Miami Heat taking on the Los Angeles Clippers. Tomorrow in the NBA, there will be two games on TNT. The first game at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific. It'll be the San Antonio Spurs taking on the Brooklyn Nets. And the final game, it'll be the Chicago Bulls taking on the Golden State Warriors. In the NFL, big news to report, of course, the NFL has decided to make a change for Thursday night football games. CBS has announced that they will be showing 8 games for the first half of the season. And in the second half, there will be games on the NFL Network. In Week 16, there will be a doubleheader, one game in the afternoon and one game in the evening. Roger Goodell says he's trying to get more popularity for the NFL. And, of course, other networks that were involved with trying to get it taken care of, Turner Sports like TNT and TBS, Fox, ABC, NBC, the list goes on. I don't even think the Versus channel was involved in that. In Seattle, Washington today, 700,000 fans lined the streets as they were excited all about the Seattle Seahawks. As, of course, they won the Super Bowl on Sunday night. They just trounced the Denver Broncos by a score of 43-8. For your update for Sports World Radio, I am Sean Mann, your co-host. Now back to the host of Sports World Radio, Jeff Eskow. Take it away, Jeff.
It was brought to you by Keurig.com. For all your Keurig products, head on over to Keurig.com. That's brewing perfection, one cup at a time. That's Keurig.com. All right, Sean, I'm about to blow you up. Hey, really quick, couple more subjects, a couple more topics on the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The reason why I asked you, you did watch it, right?
I watched the whole game, yes.
Okay, here's my question to you. What in the wild world of sports is going on with Pam Oliver's hair?
It's pretty wacky if you ask me.
Holy freaking Toledo. I was sitting there watching her do an interview early on, before I think the game even started. She kept shaking her head and moving her hair like it was in her eyes. And then they got a close-up of her. Her freaking hairline started halfway up her head. What the hell is that all about?
If you're going to be a reporter, it's important to make sure you're professional and your hair looks good and that you look the best when you're conducting interviews. Yes.
Listen, Pam, as a bald gentleman myself, I am not ashamed of my hair loss or my baldness. Now, if I am wrong, I apologize. But I don't think I am, so I'm going to say it anyway. If you are bald, be proud of it. Because I hate to tell you something. That wig that you had on your head looked like a freaking wig that you had on your head. If it wasn't a wig that you had on your head, then you should have had a cap on your head, because you look like you had a wig on your head. Every time I saw that, I couldn't stop laughing. I fell out of the first time I saw that, Sean, I fell out of my chair. I was laughing so hard. In fact, I made a big, huge note on it on my board. Pam Oliver's fake hair, ?
You posted on Facebook and stuff too?
No, on my whiteboard here in my studio, so I would not forget to talk about it on the show. Because if that wasn't fake hair, if that wasn't a wig, you got a serious hair problem, Mrs. Pam Oliver. If that wasn't a wig, you need to talk to your makeup and hair staff, because that was the worst hair job I've ever seen in my life. Now, if it was a wig, your hair people need to do a better job with that, because it looked like a wig. I'm serious, Sean. Did you notice it? Or am I the only crazy one?
I did notice it, and I was like saying, the hair is a bit wacky there, Pam. Apparently, the next time you want to get ready to interview a player or report, make sure you're groomed and ready to go.
I'm a bald-headed guy, and I'm proud of it. Pam Oliver, if you're bald and you're disguising yourself with your wigs, 1, make sure it's right before you go on the air, and 2, be proud of your baldness. I am. Be proud of it. Embrace it. Who cares what you look like? You're not there for your looks. You're there for your skill and your talent. Which I'm a little iffy on to begin with anyway about her. I don't think she's the right person. You know, I wasn't too thrilled with her. Now, Erin Andrews, on the other hand, all right, yeah. Oh,
Erin Andrews, with everything she went through, remember from that one topic we talked about.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, right. But I was just flabbergasted about that. Every time they showed Pam Oliver, I couldn't look at nothing else but that. It was just, it was just sticking right there in front of my face. You know, it was just like, boom, blam, there it is. I just couldn't get it out of my head. It was unbelievable. And one more thing. How many times did you hear Peyton Manning yell Omaha?
I really didn't hear very much of Omaha in the game, pretty much. I watched the whole thing, and I was like saying, Omaha's pretty quiet there, Peyton.
Now, I'll tell you one thing. If I was at a party where they have a drinking game and every time Manning said Omaha, there's a lot of people that left sober. If you know what I mean. A lot of sober people leaving that party because he didn't yell Omaha an awful lot, did he?
No, he didn't. And
Wow.
I just remember, Denver was not a prepared team and they weren't ready, and Omaha was pretty quiet on Sunday.
Sure was. Sure was. Now, in your report, in your update, I'm sorry, you mentioned something about the Olympics, didn't you?
That is correct. I was mentioning about how hockey is kind of coming to an end. February 8th, as you all know, that is the end of the first half of hockey season. And so you got to keep in mind, there will be no hockey games until February 25th. Actually, it's February 26th.
It's not going to bother me.
18 days.
Ain't going to bother me, though. I don't really give a coodle.
I don't think it's cool with what Gary Bettman's doing.
Doesn't
You
bother
give
me.
all these players who get paid lots of money, all of a sudden they have to take a few weeks off until
gotta take a few
the winter
weeks off.
break is over with.
You're going to take a few weeks off and then get fat and happy, the ones that aren't playing the Olympics, and just chill out and relax. Take a little vacation. Come on, honey, let's take the kids and go on a vacation. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Freaking
So it'll be
ridiculous.
interesting to see how everybody does. Good luck to our
You know,
country as
speaking
they
of
are
the
battling for their
speaking of the
countries.
Olympics, though, I would not, as a fan of the, as a spectator, that's the word I'm looking. As a spectator, I would not want to be in Sochi. Listen, your freaking hotel room has no water, and if it does have water, it's brown. And if I remember correctly, the article that I read, one hotel person behind the desk told one of the guests, "Don't wash your face with the water. You'll get sick." Are you what? So that means no showering now. So now you're in a hotel. You got no shower. You got no shower curtain. You got no light bulbs. And you can't flush toilet paper down the toilet bowl. How about that?
Boy.
You can't flush paper down the toilet. You got to throw it in the trash can.
People in the bathroom are going to have a really tough time trying to get cleaned up and get ready for the
Dude,
games for those
they
2
got
weeks.
signs that say, "Don't throw toilet paper in the toilet.
Oh, God.
Throw it in the trash."
I'm getting sick even with us even talking about toilet
They-
paper on this topic.
There's no shower curtains in the showers. There's no light bulbs in the hotel rooms. There's no water, and if there is water, it's brown. Streets aren't ready. Stray dogs, and not just a couple, hundreds of stray dogs walking the streets. And not just walking the streets. Here's a great little story. A construction worker, a media personnel gentleman, came to a hotel, got his hotel room, walked into his hotel room, and there was construction equipment in the hotel room. He went back to the desk. They gave him another room. There was construction workers sleeping in that hotel room. They gave him another room. There's no light bulbs, and shower curtains are a very hot commodity on the black market in Russia. So there's no light bulbs, there's no shower curtains, there's no water. What a great Olympics. That's going to be a lot of smelly people walking around the Olympics. No showering for 2 weeks. Okay? The media hotel is the same way. In fact, I was listening to Mike and Mike this morning. They had Jeremy Schaap on. And at the end of Jeremy Schaap's interview, he says, "Boy, I hope I could take a shower." Ain't going to happen. Ain't going to happen. He did say, "I'm looking out the window, out the veranda, and I do see a bar." So you know what's going on there? There'll be a lot of drinking of booze and alcohol going on. And for the life of me, I hope they don't run out of bottled water. Because a lot of people are going to be using bottled water to wash their face with, to brush their teeth with, to wash the body with, even probably maybe take a little bit of a bath with, because you can't use regular water.
Myth goes, Russia sounds like a third world country.
They still haven't, Sean, they still haven't built 3 of the 9 hotels they were supposed to build.
Well, I'm glad you and I aren't going over there. The motel crisis is going to be bad for all the
70,000 police officers
Mm-hmm.
they're having for the Sochi games. 70,000 cops. You want to know something? If you want to do something in Russia, don't do it in Sochi. Go somewhere else. You know? It's unstinking believable, man. I would not want to be there, because if I am a participant in the Olympics, I would not want my family to come, because I wouldn't want to worry about them. I would just rather say, you know what, stay home, watch the Olympics from the house, or so I don't have to worry about you and I can concentrate on what I need to do. Because that's just nuts, man. There ain't no stinking way. Are you kidding? I hope I could take a shower. Unbelievable. Bathtub's not attached to the wall. Can't put your toilet paper in the toilet. You got to throw it in the trash. Unstinking believable, man. There ain't no way I would. They still haven't. They just got the ice rink done. They're still fixing the slalom, the long jumps. They're still fixing crap, roads and hotels, and fresh paint still on the walls. Are you kidding me? You had 7 years and $50 million to get this done, and you couldn't get this done? And Putin is saying because it rains. Putin, you're telling me it rained 7 years in freaking Russia? Come on, man. It's ridiculous. Just ridiculous.
Jeff, I got another topic for you.
Go for it, brother.
So we can get away from this. Another one that I have, and Browning, I have been kind of giving you a little joking about this. With the Miami Heat playing the LA Clippers, there's a little bit of a rumor going on. Could it be that LeBron James, a guy who made the decision a few years ago when he went from Cleveland to Miami, could it be where he goes from Miami to Southern California to play with the Clippers?
I doubt it.
You really don't think he would go to the Clippers? Apparently, a lot of people said it makes sense that he could possibly go. And apparently, if LeBron James goes to the Clippers, that's the breakup of the Big Three.
Why would he do that?
Because Doc Rivers would be there, Chris Paul would be there. A lot of people says it would possibly make sense, and the Clippers would be in really good hands if LeBron James went there.
What? I don't see it happening personally. I really don't see it happen.
On ESPN, a poll came out: is which team will LeBron James play for in 2014 and 2015? And Jeff, let's just hope we don't have to have decision 2 where he sits down in front of the
he ain't gonna do
national
it this time.
Audience.
He won't do it that time. He won't do it again. He won't do that again. You could take that to the bank. He will not do that again.
I know, it just made me sick. I'll never forget. You were in Kansas City, and I was in Kansas. We both sat there and watched, and all of a sudden he goes, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach.
I'm going to take my talents to South Beach. Just shut the hell up. Yeah, you had to do all this crap to say, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach. Who really cares? Really? Come on.
Here's the topic, though. On February 5th, 2010, the Cleveland Cavaliers were in the midst of a 13-game winning streak and celebrating an easy victory over the Heat the night before. They were on their way to a 60-win season and believed they had put their best-ever team around Ron James. Now, when you think about it, 4 years later, as James possibly heads toward another free agency, taking the temperature in February seems to yield a similar feeling.
He's not going anywhere.
You really think that Pat Riley will sit down with LeBron James and say, LeBron, you've won 2 championships with us, and there'll probably be 3 possibly, and he probably says, I want you to stay in Miami. I don't want you going anywhere.
No, because you turn around to LeBron and say, listen, LeBron, this is your team. Dwayne Wade's hurt, man. Dwayne Wade's not the same Dwayne Wade. He's hurt. This is LeBron's team now. So, come on.
It's so unlikely, in my opinion, I could see him possibly going anywhere. I don't see the LA Lakers making a push to do that. I know that that's pretty much Kobe's team, and if Bryant was healthy, then probably the Lakers would be making a lot of noise. I think we'll see what happens when the summer comes. It's going to be a big debate where LeBron James possibly wants to go.
I don't think he's going anywhere. I think he's staying right where he's at.
Yeah, and I know Browning, you would be crushed, and my cousin Lion from Lee Summit would be crushed if they saw LeBron James in a different uniform.
Come on, he just built himself a big-ass house in freaking Miami. He's going to move the... Come on, man.
For the first time in his tenure, Clippers owner Donald Sterling is paying the luxury tax this season.
Oh, he must see, and there ain't no way that's going to happen 2 years in a row. He must be Donald Sterling must be having a heart attack, man.
He has handed control of the basketball decisions to Doc Rivers, whom he is paying the highest coaching salary in the league at $7 million per season.
Sterling's having a heart attack, I'm telling you.
Yes, he is.
He's the cheapest son of a bitch in the world as an NBA owner, and he's having a heart attack. I can guarantee they're going to be under the salary cap next year. If they go out and get a big name next year and be well over the salary cap, oh, Guttenhimmel.
Well, everybody, the Clipper fans would say, go get LeBron James. He can go play with Blake Griffin and Chris Paul, and then we got quite a team that can compete for the championship.
See, now that's a nice team because you got Chris Paul, you got LeBron, you got your point guard, you got your forward, and then you got your center. That's nice.
And in a poll, here's what they said. Which team will he play for? Everybody says LeBron James, 56% will end up back in Miami. 12% say he'll play for the Clippers, and 32% say he'll go to another team.
He ain't going to Cleveland.
That would be wild if he went back to the place where he's public enemy number one next to Art Modell because of what Modell did when he moved the Browns out of Cleveland.
In fact, I don't even want to see him go to the Knicks.
You don't want to see him? Oh.
And I'm telling you
something.
something.
Sure. I thought maybe Jeff would welcome him to the
no,
Knicks.
I don't want to.
Like, no.
And I'm going to tell you something. I have a feeling Carmelo Anthony's leaving. I have this feeling that Carmelo Anthony's leaving the Knicks after the year is out. You're laughing at that?
I know.
You're
I'm
laughing
just
at my.
what Browning is saying.
You're laughing at my sorrow that Carmelo Anthony could leave the Knicks. Thanks a lot, buddy.
No, I'm just laughing at what Browning is saying. Browning is saying, "Oh, he'll go back to Miami," and I'll be like, we'll see about that."
Yeah, no, Sean, I think he's going back to Miami.
You think he is too?
Yeah, I think LeBron's going back to Miami, and I happen to think that Dwayne Wade is probably going to end up as a Clipper or a Chicago Bull.
Yeah, and you could slowly start seeing the big three of Miami breaking up. But with Carmelo, yeah, I could see him going where, because look at where the Knicks are at. They're not happy with having Mike Woodson as their coach. They have got to get rid of Mike Woodson.
They stink. They go on a 5-6 game winning streak and then they lose 7 in a row. What kind of crap is that? How do you go from winning 5 or 6 games to losing 7 in a row? What the freak is the matter with you people? You know? And if Carmelo's not happy, and you don't do anything to make him happy, and you know that he can leave next year, hello, you better get on your butts and do something.
And think about the J.R. Smith conflict that the Knicks are dealing with. He's another problem why he's got to go. Not happy.
He's got to go too. He's got to go. J.R. I'm done with him. I'm done. I'd be his ass be on the bench the whole freaking time. I'm done. Trade him. I want him off my team. Trade him. He's nothing but trouble. Big deal. He can shoot the ball. See you, Dr. Mitt. Thanks for coming, buddy. Big deal. He can shoot the ball.
I have another story for you, Jeff. Here's another one. The Golden State Warriors owner Joe Lacob says the team is pushing back plans to build an arena on the San Francisco waterfront at least 1 year. So they're looking at maybe going to San Francisco. It's a possibility. What would you call them? The San Francisco Warriors? The Warriors played in San Francisco from 1962 to 1971 after moving to Philadelphia.
They'll still be called the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah.
Because They're in California. California's the Golden State, ain't it?
Yeah.
All right, then, you rat bastard. There you go.
And the team has played across the bay in the Oakland area since.
Yeah. They're Oakland people, man. They've been up there forever. That's a good little team up there, man. That's Stephen Curry, dude, and that Mark Jackson coach. Speaking of coaches, I read a great article today about Patrick Ewing trying to become a head basketball coach in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Man, he's been trying for years. Give that guy a break, will you? Give that guy a team, for Jiminy Cricket's sake. See how many times he's been an assistant head coach, how many different teams? He's now the assistant head coach for the Charlotte Bobcats.
Well, picture this. How about Patrick
No,
Ewing
don't
maybe
say
being
it.
the head coach
I
of the
knew
New
you-
York Knicks if they let Mike Woodson go?
I knew you. No. I don't need a first-time coach coming in. No. See, that's the problem. That's the problem. He was a great player. You know, if they do that, the Knicks, it's a publicity stunt. It's a publicity stunt. They don't need to. Maybe bring him in as an assistant. I'm cool with that. But don't bring him in as the head coach. I want George Karl in there. I need a defensive-minded coach in there. That's what I need.
If Melo is thinking about leaving, he's probably saying, look, I can't play for this guy, Mike Woodson. And then the Knicks could just say, Mike Woodson, it's been a great time with you, but
They
we
gotta get
decided
rid of
we're
him.
going to let you go, and then we're going to go right after George Karl. Remember, George Karl was an ESPN analyst before the Nuggets reached out to him. I could see that happening because think of the connection between Karl and Melo that we've always talked about in previous shows.
I want George Karl as the next head coach of the New York Knicks. I hope somebody over there in the East Coast New York Knicks are listening. Bring in George Karl. He'll bring some stability to that team and stop the slacking that's going on. Those guys are standing around like it's going out of style, man. It's driving me bananas. They stink. You know what? They're just like the Lakers. Both of them stink. In fact, you know what? All three of them stink. The Boston Celtics, the Los Angeles Lakers, and the New York Knicks. Stink, and stink.
Yeah, I knew you were going to mention my team. I'm not saying anything because I knew it was going to be a long year. Look, it's just like what KG, Paul Pearson, Jason Terry, and Doc Rivers said. Look, we went through one rebuilding process, even though Terry wasn't there at the time, but they were saying, we don't want to go through it again. We want to go right on a winner, because we realize even with Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett, they're like saying, look, our time's coming up. We're in our late 30s. We want to see if we can win maybe a couple more rings before we retire.
Stinky, stink. Hey, you know what? You know what, Sean? The San Diego Aztecs men's basketball team is going for their 20th win tonight. 19th in a row, and their 20th win tonight. How about that?
Yeah, I've been hearing good things about the Aztecs, and
they're
they're going
number
to be making a
5.
lot of noise when March Madness rolls around.
They're number 5 in the nation. Do you know last Saturday night's game, Steve Fisher got his 300th win with the Aztecs? How about that, dude?
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's like 300 and 142 with the Aztecs. Got a great. I think he's 424 and 267 as a career. That's ridiculous. You know, they're doing great work over there. Aztecs are number 5 in the nation. They play Boise State tonight. Tough team, Boise State.
Yeah, I haven't been watching too much college basketball, but, you're talking about and great job for San Diego State. But I heard there was another great game that happened in, it was overtime, double overtime. I heard, Duke lost to Syracuse. I think that's who they lost to.
Yeah, Duke lost to Syracuse the other night, too, last week. That was a great game. I'm watching,
I heard it was a really good one.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of college basketball lately. In fact, I'm getting ready to watch that Knick game. But I'm watching a lot of college basketball, man. I'm watching at least 2 games a day. It's beautiful.
Well, you understand that right now, Super Bowl is over. Everybody's going to be watching the Winter Olympics. Those who are interested.
Mm-hmm.
You got the Daytona 500. Even though we're not NASCAR fans, we got the NBA All-Star Game, and then March Madness is coming up in a couple weeks, and I'm looking forward to seeing how the tournaments turn out.
And then both of our birthdays are coming too, aren't they?
Can't believe it.
How about that? Another freaking year older, huh, dude? You almost made it. Almost. I won't say it until it's there, but we almost made it again.
Yeah. Going fast, but
Unbelievable.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, unstinking believable. Hey, on that note, I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us today here on Sports World Radio with Jeff and Sean. I really appreciate all you guys listening to the show. We had a lot of fun, like we always do, right, Sean?
Yeah, all the time.
All the time, that's right. Sports World Radio every Monday through Friday, 7 to 8 p.m. on the East Coast, 4 to 5 on the West. Until next time, my friends, that is Sean Mann. I am Jeff Escow. This has been Sports World Radio. Remember, you only have one life to live. Live it long, live it strong, and live it proud. And please don't forget, life may suck, but the alternative is unacceptable. Peace out, everybody. Have a great Wednesday evening. We will see you next time. Later.
Goodbye.
Hey, boy, Stimpy. We sure had fun today, didn't we? So long, kids. Come on, Stimpy, say goodbye.
Where are we going?
The show's over. See you next time.
Next time? When's that?
Pretty soon. Don't worry.
Pretty soon?